Well, good morning, everybody. As I said uh, um, last month, that I'd be doing my video diaries once a month on my journey with vascular dementia. Although I was planning on doing it next week, I've got a few appointments for this, that, and t'other, so I just thought I'd decide to do it a little bit earlier. So here we go. There's a few things I want to talk about today. But first of all, can I just say, uh, when I done my first video, I was absolutely overwhelmed with the response that I had. I mean, I think it was viewed 1,000 and couple of hundred times, which absolutely gobsmacked me. But the response and the kind words and the lovely things people have said to me, but obviously I didn't set out to have a pat on the back. That doesn't bother me. The reason why I decided to do this is just to be of any help to anybody out there. And doing that first video has helped quite a lot of people because people have private messaged me. They've wanted to add me on Facebook. They've spoke to me about their loved ones that they think they may have a problem with dementia, or they think they've got a problem themselves with dementia. And through seeing my video, it spurred them on to go and get checked. And that's all I can say to everybody. Please, please, if you've got a friend, a loved one, no matter who it is, if you see that they're having difficulties with memory or problems with day-to-day tasks, and you think it can be that, please just get referred. Just ask your doctor to refer you to a specialist. And I mean, God willing, you won't be diagnosed with it. But if you am, it certainly isn't the end of the world. I think I did mention before that there's that many types of dementia out there, and some of it I can't even pronounce. But there is one type of dementia out there that I've done a little bit of research on, and again, but I forgot what it's called. But basically, in a nutshell, it's to do with the proteins in your brain, that your body produces too much protein in your brain, and that causes you to have Alzheimer's or dementia. But if it gets detected early enough, you can go on medication. It does not get rid of it. There's no magic drug out there. There's no medication. There's no medication I can have to help mine, unfortunately. But with this one with the proteins, it can help slow the build of the protein down. It won't get rid of it. But if you catch it early enough, like I said, you could probably have many, many years ahead of you before you even start, can I say, like I always say, being away with the fairies. So please, please, thank you for all the response you gave me, but please just get checked. There's a few things that I want to talk about today. Um, so my wife Jan was going to sit here and remind me or prod me of things because, as you know, I do get forgetful, but has gone in the shower. But never mind, we should be able to do it. No problem. But yeah, get checked. That's all I can say. Please, please get checked. As I say, it's not the end of the world. Although it seems like it. But people have said how brave I am, and to do my video, and great courage it took, and this and. Thank you for them wonderful words, but I have got to say to you, I certainly ain't brave. I don't class myself as brave because deep down I'm absolutely petrified for the future. But as my wife keeps saying to me, we tackle that when it comes to it. And if you get to a stage where you don't know who we all are, it says you'll be locked away in your own little beautiful world away with the fairies. So that's the way we're trying our best to look at it. But yeah, the few things I want to mention, this happened to me before I'd done my first video, and it's alcohol and dementia. And can I say, it certainly doesn't mix. I'm going to share my private story with you. All right, what happened to me? Quite a lot of weeks ago, about 8 9 weeks ago, something like that. I ended up in hospital, and what it was, I was feeling down the one day, feeling really low, because apparently the dementia can affect you like that. And I just fancied, I wanted to go out, and I asked my wife, can we go out? I'll take you out for a meal. So I took her out for a meal, and I didn't want nothing to eat because I get like that sometimes where I might not eat anything all day, or I just don't feel hungry. But I wanted to have a drink, and I ended up having a few points. And I said, "Come on then, now let's take you home." And when we was on the way home, I persuaded her because Jans never tells me what to do. Obviously, we've got a great relationship, and I can usually do what I want to do. And I says, "Well, can you drop me off at the pub? I only want to have a few." I says, "No, I'm only going to have a few." I says, "Because, you don't want to be getting too many drinks down your neck because the way you're feeling." I says, "No, no, I'll only have a few." Anyway, dropped me off, and that few turned into a few more. And then I found her, and when I come and got me, I persuaded her to stay for one more. Anyway, I said to me, "Right, that's it, you've had enough. Come on, let's get you home." So it took me home, and I went to bed because the drink got to my head and I was really tired. Anyway, the rest is history for me, and this is just what Jan's told me. That I got up on the night, and I told her I wasn't feeling well. I said that I had pains in my chest, pains in my arm, pains in my leg, and obviously she must have thought, "Oh God, he's having a heart attack, or he's having a stroke." You know what I mean? And found an ambulance, and then apparently I was standing in the kitchen, and she come in to try and calm me down, and I said the way I looked at her and the way I was responding, and apparently I didn't know who she was. I asked who she was, where am I, this, that, and the other, and she got me to sit down on the settee, and found her best friend, Les, and air shot round and come round the same time as the ambulance people. And apparently she asked me if I knew who Les was, and I didn't even know who she was. And we laugh about it a bit now, but obviously it wasn't funny at the time. And the two girls, the paramedics, apparently I thought was my nieces. But there must have been something in there in my head, because one of my nieces is a quite paramedic now. So whether it was that, I don't know. Anyway, they said they'd done checks and says, well, the state of his mind, we need to take him in to hospital to be seen. Anyway, they got me on the ambulance. And apparently, when they strapped me down, Jan said, I said to her, "Are we on the couch going to Bournemouth?" And again, there must have been something in there in my brain, because I love Bournemouth. Says I was just totally away with it. Anyway, I'm not going to go into all the details about everything else, but I ended up stopping in hospital the Thursday night and the Friday night, and then they asked if they wanted to discharge me on the Saturday morning after breakfast, and I was, "Sure, yeah, great." I couldn't wait to get out. I mean, I shouldn't say this, but where I was, it was full of nutters, screaming, shouting, everything. And well, Jan said to me when I told, I says, "Well, you're in your right place here, ain't you?" You know what I mean? But joking apart, I couldn't wait to get home. And the doctor just said it was his opinion, because the way I was feeling, and feeling really depressed and down, mixing that with a lot of alcohol, mixing that with my dementia, caused me a complete memory loss of everything. And he said, "My advice to you is basically, if you can cut right down on your drink when you go out, even if you just have one or two." And he said, because if you was to go in that state again, that your memory could go and it might not come back. Anyway, that frightened me big time, and I know it scared Jan and our friend, you know what I mean, and family when they knew about it and that. And then I just thought, you know what, it ain't worth it. So I don't drink no more, and I haven't drank for 8 weeks. But I'll just say to anybody out there who has got a loved one or a friend has got dementia and they like a drink, everybody likes a beer or short or whatever now and again. But if you can do, say if you go out and you got dementia, you like to have about 8 points, and your dementia, I got the grip of you at the moment, just look at it, well, let's cut down, turn them 8 points into 4. But I'll find out by drinking, oh God, zero Guinnesses. And to be honest, I've got used to them that much. Me personally, I cannot taste the difference. So you're having a beer flavour without the alcohol. And also, I do have zero lagers. You know, I don't go out that much now, nowhere near how I used to. I just can't be bothered sometimes. We mainly get to coffee shops and I have iced coffees and even in a pub. And I never thought I'd see the day. I'd see the day that I'd be drinking coffee in a pub, but I really, really don't miss it. I think because it scared me that much and scared the family that much, I thought, no, we can't go through this again. So, you know, if it, again, those of you out there, if you do like a drink and you have got dementia, please, please, just try and cut down a bit if you can, because it will be beneficial with you, because it's lifestyle changes. I mean, the only thing I haven't managed to do yet is stop smoking completely. I have cut right down, probably from about 25 to about 10 a day, which I'm quite proud of myself for doing that. You know, I've got the patches and different things, and like Jan says, bless her, I don't nag me. It just says, well, you can't do everything in one go. It's got to take time. But I know sooner or later I'll crack it. And again, smoking isn't really good for you when you've got dementia or vascular dementia because of the blood flow. So I just thought I'd share that all with you, you know. And again, like I said before, if me rambling on and talking about my personal private life with dementia, if it helps but one person, then job done. Because that is all I've set out to do. But yeah, and there's a few other things I quickly want to mention. One is I wandered off a while back. This was when I was drinking, and I hadn't had a drink. And long story short, I decided to walk it to the pub. Jan allowed me because I got a bit tracker on my phone, and I got lost. I went totally the wrong way, and then I was walking down the road, and I suddenly saw at the club that my dad used to get to, Bud's, the Dementia Club, and I thought, I'm in the wrong area here. How do I get to the pub? And I must have had a mind lapse or something, because I can remember being there, but I got my phone out and I couldn't think how to use my phone. So I thought, come on, walk back up. And then when I walked back up, I saw the cafe that I'll go in sometimes to have a sandwich and a sunbed place. And then I looked over the road and I thought, God, blimey, there's the pub. And anyway, I had a couple of beers, and then when I got back, I thought, I'm not going to tell Jan, I'm going to keep it quiet. And then something in my head says, look, you better tell her. So I told her, and she's made more, got me more things. And I just want to share this with you, that I have got a tracker on here, and you may recognise it. What it is, it's a luggage one. It's, I don't know, air tags or something, I think they call it. You put it in your luggage. But it's only £19, and she can track me now on my phone, and it tells her more or less where I am. It doesn't give the exact precise location, but it's in a very small radius. And to be honest, I think anybody with dementia, even if you've only just been diagnosed and you're not that bad at the time, it's worth having, because like sorry, when I got diagnosed last year, like as I said, but as I said, and especially thinks I've had it for quite a few years anyway, and they've seen the difference in my deterioration. So I'll just say to anybody out there, so you ain't got to worry about your loved one. If you can get a tracker like this, because I had a pamphlet come through from the dementia, and the ones that you buy out the book, them a couple of £100, and you had to pay a monthly fee as well, you know, and blow that, you ain't going to pay that, you know, I don't care how good it is. But this, what I've just showed you, is just as good, and it gives Jan a peace of mind, especially if we are out here, there and everywhere, or she's in a mobility scooter and I'm walking around, because I do have a tendency to drifting off. And obviously, with what I've got now, it does frighten her. So at least if it did lose me, at least she can track me and find me. And that's a good thing, and that's the main thing. And it's something else she got me, I mean, only where I'm out. And it's one of these saying that you've got, if you can see, Alzheimer's. I have Alzheimer's. Please be patient, because I have noticed sometimes, like if I'm in a pub or a restaurant or something, and Jan, you know, she'll send me up to order things, obviously to try and keep my memory going, and sometimes I do forget what she's told me, and then I'm standing there stumbling a bit, and people look at you sometimes, or the people who are serving you, you know, with no compassion, as if they're annoyed with you, you know what I mean? And sometimes I say, oh, I'm sorry, I do have a few memory problems, you know, but like I said, by wearing this when you're out, if they can see that you've got something wrong, that hopefully they'll be more patient with you, because it's not nice when you can feel people losing a temper with you, and then it makes you even worse. You know what I mean? And there's something else that I wanted to touch upon. Yeah, it was quite a few weeks back. We was in the supermarket and I saw somebody I know, and I don't mention names. I never do that, and I never slate anybody because that's not the way I am. But I knew this person, and saw them through the corner of my eye. They saw me, and then I saw them duck down and like run the other side of the aisle, so they didn't have to come in contact with me. Yeah, you know what I mean? And that did hurt me. And I found that out, that some people seem to have backed off slightly, or some people who you knew quite well don't seem to bother so much, because I don't know whether they're frightened because of what you got, or they can't bother to sit with you. Because I do repeat myself quite a lot, and sometimes when I have conversations, I'm in mid flow and I totally forget what I'm talking about. But you know, that's not nice, and it does hurt. You know, I mean, as I said to Jan, I've got vascular dementia. I've not got leprosy. You know, if I shake your hand or give you a hug, you ain't going to catch what I've got. You know, and God, I say to you with a big heart, I hope you never do. And I hope people never get diagnosed with that, because it's a horrible, horrible disease to have. But, you know, people who may see this, if you do see me out, please don't treat me no different. You know.
Don't be upset.
Sorry. Yeah, because I'm still the same person. You know, this is my wife just making sure I'm all right. Sorry about that, because it does get to you. You know, it's hard enough having this damn thing without people treating you different. You know, how do I turn it off? Oh yeah, sorry about that outburst. Yeah, things just get to me sometimes, and apparently that's part of the dementia, because it makes you quite sensitive and that. But I just had to take a few deep breaths and gather my thoughts. But there's another thing I want to talk about, and it's like at my dementia club. There's some people, the carers, who still come, and sadly they've had to put their loved ones in a home, and my heart breaks for them, because they are so down, they are so upset, they feel so guilty, they feel horrible for having to make that horrible decision. And I said to them, but what choice have you got? Could you cope with your loved one 24/7, or even carers coming in? No. Well, you had no choice. Nobody puts anybody in a home just for the sake of it, do they? You know. And I said to this one person, I said, please don't feel guilty. You've done the best thing you can. Your loved one, you can't give them the care, the 24-hour care that they need. It's impossible. You can't be awake 24 hours, day in, day out, can you? You know what I mean? And especially if people are having difficulties with their own health. So to anybody out there who may see this video, and you've had to make that horrible decision, putting a loved one into an home, it's for their safety, it's for their benefit, because you can no longer cope. And why should you feel guilty? Please, don't feel guilty. It breaks my heart when people get upset and them telling me about that, you know, and I hug them and prom. I said, but you've done the right thing, you know. God, Jana said to me, that if I go away with the fairies, they'll soon be putting me away in an home, you know. And I have picked one actually, and it's a beautiful one, and it's down Bournemouth. And a dad was in it, and he had in his room, he had a wonderful sea view, and I said, I don't mind going in that. Well, I ain't going to tell you what she said to me, but the last word ended with off. But, you know, obviously that's not going to happen. But, yeah, excuse me. But on a serious note, please try and let go of the guilt. You know, I wouldn't want my family feeling guilty over whatever decisions they got to make for me in the future. You know, because I have had a few problems over the last few weeks, and I mean, Jana's noticed it sometimes. But sometimes when my memory slips, I'll get down, and the more I get down and feel upset and depressed, the worse my brain fog comes on. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's happening, but there's just nothing I can do about it. And that's the most frustrating thing about it. I'm not at level yet, thank God, where I'm totally away with the fairies, but sometimes, um, oh God, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, so sometimes I am, but it's like the specialist told us, says with a vascular dementia I've got and where I've got it, that what usually happens is you dip, you level out, you dip, you level out, you dip again. I mean, when you dip the third time, you haven't totally gone, or you're knocking on, you're knocking on heaven's door, I mean. But with me, mate, I don't know, maybe I'm just different. Well, who knows? I'm not a special person, but I do dip. But like Jan said, and then I seem to come back. And I have some days where she says, you wouldn't even think you got anything wrong with you because your memory's been a bit quite sharp today. And other days, I'm struggling to remember anything. Yeah, so I don't know. That must be just the way it works. But one other thing I wanted to share with you, and this was I'm not going to go into all the details, obviously, of what the specialist his diagnosis was of me, and there's something in there that I don't even know what it meant till I had a look up, and it's put. I saw this wonderful, lovely, very handsome young man in my surgery today. You don't believe that for 1 minute, do you? No, I don't think you would. Diagnosed with vascular dementia with my services today. Currently has significant short-term memory difficulties and requires support to attend appointments and organise aspects of daily life. I mean, I've been like that for quite some time. He can be repetitive of speech, which people have told me that. And again, you don't like to keep being reminded that you've said something and then 10 minutes after you say the same thing, because nobody wants to be reminded of that, because, again, it's not nice. And currently experience significant brain fog. And just saying, unfortunately, the condition will get worse. And then he put also as comorbid mood difficulties. And I thought, what the hell with comorbid mood difficulties? And apparently, it's a number of things like depression, paranoia, and this and another, all rolled into one. You can Google it if you want, comorbid mood difficulties. And I said to her, I don't get paranoid about things, do I? And she says, oh, yes, you do. I says, you don't realise you do. And it reminded me, like, a while back, we was at my son's, and just me, John, and at my son, and I popped out for a smoke. And then when I went back in, I went quiet, and I thought, what they been talking about? And I did get it in my head, and I really, really thought they was discussing about putting me in an home, and that's when they went quiet. And if I mentioned it to you, did I, Jan, when we was in the car? And I says, how on earth did you think we'd be talking about that? Jack was just asking how you're coping and how you're doing. You know what I mean? But again, that shows how you get sometimes. Sometimes you think people are against you, people are talking about you, and them not. Well, I know some people do, but that's just human weakness, unfortunately. But the majority aren't, and it's just part and parcel. Again, in what we have. Right, there was something else. Oh yes, yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the weeks have been good, but I've got to have a spinal scans and MRI on my head, because just to check for something else. I mean, getting flipping used to these scans now, but it's got to be done, so it's got to be done. But this yeah, so since I last spoke, yeah, I'm doing all right. Excuse me, I'm doing okay. I've got the support of family and very, very good friends. So, I've got a wonderful family, wonderful grandchildren, and what more can you ask for? You know what I mean? And still take day by day and enjoy life what I can. while I can still remember it, I suppose. But that's it. This is something I wanted to share, and it really touched my heart big time. My grandson, he's only 10, bless him, our Rowan, and him and his mum stopped a while back for the weekend anyway. When he says his mum had his bed and he went to sleep with Grandad because he's put games on my phone, Mahjong, I think it's called, and it's all memory to help you with your memory. And he's always asking, "How you doing, Grandad? Am you okay with that?" And, "Oh, I'm on level 500 and something," and he jumps with joy, "Oh, well done, Grandad." And another thing. He keeps asking me, I don't know why, he keeps asking me, "Can you remember my birthday, Grandad?" And sometimes I do, and sometimes I don't. He has to prompt me. Oh, and when I get it right, "Well done, Grandad." And I'm sure he's only doing it so I'll never forget his birthday for his presents and whatnot, bless him. But he's only 10. Anyway, he stayed the night and we was chatting and I playing on my phone, and I says, "Come on then, Bab." I says, "You better get to sleep now, and don't wake Grandad up too early." Anyway, I went to sleep, woke up in the morning and, it was about 6 o'clock. I said, "We ain't getting up yet," you know what I mean? So I was on my phone and we was just talking about different things. And I said, "Well, you understand, don't you, that Grandad's got a problem with his memory, and I do get quite forgetful." He says, "I know, I know, Grandad. This brings a tear to me every time I think about it." But you know where he turned around and said to me, he says, "Grandad, in the future, it's okay if you forget who I am and you don't remember me." He said, "But bless him. He says, I'll remember you." He says, "Because you'll always be my Grandad and I love you." He says, "And when I get older," he says, "I will be able to look after you and Nanny." Well, oh God, after he said that, the tears just rolled down my eyes. And I basically had to turn away and just say, "Oh, I'm going in the shower," because I didn't want to see him getting upset. But this is from a 10-year-old lad, He said it with such passion, such love. Oh, it really touched me. And, thank God these are the people I've got round me, and I couldn't ask for no more. So, yeah, I think I've covered everything at the moment that I wanted to cover. And like I said, I will keep doing my vascular dementia journey for as long as I can. And yeah, my balance seems to be getting a little bit worse now. I mean, it does come and go, but it's in my left leg, and it seems to go in my right leg. It's almost like I can be walking, and sometimes when you stumble over a brick, but there's no brick there. That's what's happening to me quite regular. And again, I have fell over a few times, and I've done it when I've been walking my dog in the morning. But you feel so embarrassed, and I'll get up straight away and I look round to see if anybody's watching me. But I do carry my crutch with me now all the time wherever I go, because I can be all right for one moment and then all of a sudden I'm stumbling, But hey, it's part of what we've got, so can't do nothing about that, can I? But yeah, I think that's everything now. I think I have covered everything that I wanted to cover for today. So again, God bless you all, and please, 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 please get checked if you think you're having a problem, because one of my friends, after seeing my video, his dad's got dementia, bless him, and he says he's having problems with his memory, but after seeing my video, we spoke to each other on the phone, and he's determined to go and get checked himself, and hopefully, I hope and pray that you haven't got it, but if you has, as I said, it's always the end of the world, because there's certain medications you can go on that can help you. So okay then, people, God bless you all, and again, if just doing this video helps just one person out there, that makes me very happy and job done. So I'll speak to you around about in a month's time. Okay. God bless you all. See you soon. Bye.